All right, welcome back to WMMA Scene Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, and welcome to episode number 69 of the WMMA Scene Report weekly show where we go over just about everything going on within the world of the women's divisions of mixed martial arts. Yes, episode number 69. Take a moment if you need to and get the jokes out of the way. Okay, so a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of fights to go over from this past week. And then a bunch of fights coming up this weekend. So let's start with where we always do with this past weekend's results. So first up at LFA 85, strawweight title main event. Vanessa Demopoulos defeated Sam Hughes via submission due to inverted triangle choke, 2 minutes, 21 seconds of the fourth round. This fight is up on UFC Fight Pass and I did a review. Please go check that out. Demopoulos, amazing submission in the fourth round there. Nice come from behind victory. Just that inverted reverse triangle, like you watch her apply it and she just like wrapped her legs up around Hughes' arm and head almost like a crab's claw. It was lightning fast. Just an amazing win for Demopoulos. So she climbs to 5-1. Hughes falls to 4-1, no longer undefeated. Moving along to, I lost it. 1 second here. Lux Fight League number 9. A strawweight bout. Sarai Orozco defeated Yahaira Romo via unanimous decision. Orozco climbed to 5-4. Romo fell to 6-5. Very nice striking by Sarai Orozco in this fight. Much improved over what I've seen of her in the previous fights from her that I've seen. Just picked Romo apart on the feet. This is another one. It's up on UFC Fight Pass. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it again to do a review on it, but this is a nice one to see. Now this is the first of the quarterfinal bouts that Lux is doing for their strawweight tournament to crown a new strawweight champ. And when I talked about that in the previous video, I said whoever wins this bout is going to be the favorite. Orozco, after seeing this, is definitely the favorite to win this tournament now. Moving along to Saturday. Those were both on Friday. Moving along to Saturday, ARC number 2 in Seoul, South Korea. Had a strawweight bout. Yujin Shin defeated Jisoo Park via TKO from punches. 2 minutes, 20 seconds of round number 1. Shin climbed to 2-0. Park fell to 1-1. Nice performance here by Yujin Shin. Got in Jisoo Park's face and basically never stopped getting in her face, unleashing the punches. I like the finishing sequence particularly. She was hitting Park into the head. Park covered up with the head. So Shin threw a punch to the gut, which brought the arms down from Park and hit Shin. Shin hit her a few more times in the head, causing her to fall to the ground, and the ref stopped the fight there. So very nice win for the just turned 16-year-old Yujin Shin. Also on Saturday was UFC Fight Island 2, a flyweight bout. Ariana Lipski defeated Luana Carolina via submission knee bar at 1 minute and 28 seconds of the first round. Lipski climbed to 13-5. Carolina fell to 6-2. Did a full review on this one. Again, please go check that out if you haven't yet. Nasty knee bar from Ariana Lipski here. Oh my God, was that knee bar nasty. And I don't know how Lipski was not in severe pain from the calf slicer that Carolina had her in. And honestly, Lipski kind of put herself in, but that knee bar, Carolina's probably going to need surgery off of that. And then finally, at Brave Combat Federation on Monday in Romania, a flyweight bout. Malin Hermansen defeated Anna Maria Pal via submission due to rear naked choke in round 2. Don't have a time available. Hermansen climbed to 5-1. Pal fell to 2-4. Hermanson just had Pal's number pretty much from bell to bell here. I like the way that she kept Pal backing up. Pal in the second round did come out and try to get aggressive, and then that's when Hermanson took her to the ground and got the win there. So nice performance from Malin Hermanson, and I'll get to it in the news a little bit, but she actually has a fight already set up again coming up. So nice performance there by Malin Hermanson. All right, so that was it for this past weekend's fights. So let's get down to the news. First up, a bantamweight bout between Macy Chiasson, 6-1, and Sijara Eubanks, coming in 5-4, has been announced for the UFC for their bout on September 5th at a location to be announced. Nice little fight there. I believe Chiasson is ranked. I don't think Eubanks is, so chance for Eubanks to get up into the rankings there. Next up, some injury news, unfortunate news. Cynthia Arcio is out of her strawweight bout against Itzel Escobar at Invicta FC 41 on July 30th. Replacing her is going to be Kelly D'Angelo. Not sure what the injury is of Arcio. I don't think it's COVID-19 related. Kelly D'Angelo moving up from atomweight. She had started at strawweight, went down to atomweight, and now she's back up at strawweight. So looking forward to that. I think that's a nice replacement there for Itzel Escobar to face off of. Up next, Brave CF strawweight veteran, Brave Combat Federation strawweight veteran Luana Pinheiro, who is 7-1 and on a 5-fight win streak, has signed to participate on Dana White's Contender Series this year. Nice signing by Dana White's Contender Series there. Like I just mentioned, Pinheiro is 7-1 and on a 5-fight winning streak. That's a prospect, the kind of prospect you want to get on that series. Up next, some actual COVID news. Viviane Araújo has tested positive for COVID-19 and is out of her flyweight bout against Jennifer Maia at the UFC's August 1st event. In to replace her is going to be the number 3 ranked flyweight, Joanne Calderwood. So Calderwood was supposed to be facing Valentina Shevchenko, but Shevchenko keeps pushing the date that she'll be able to return after her knee surgery, so she keeps pushing that date back. I believe, according to Calderwood, like the earliest they'd be able to fight is November, and Calderwood, who hasn't fought since last September, was just like, well, I've got to get a fight in. So very brave of her to step up like that on short notice against a fighter who could, push her. So big risk for her. Much respect. CFFC, Cage Warrior Fighting Championship, has announced a strawweight bout for their August 13th event in Philadelphia between Jasmine Jasudavicius and Elise Reed. So nice to see that Cage Fury FC is making a return. Up next is something I mentioned earlier. At Brave Combat Federation 38 is going to take place August 1st in Stockholm, Sweden. And they have a flyweight bout between Malin Hermanson, 5-1. She's taking on Elin Oberg, who is 2-1. A little bit of a step down for Hermanson, I believe, or at least basically just another step along the same line, almost like a horizontal step, I guess. Although Elise Reed, I watched a clip of her. She straight up murked a girl in a previous fight. I mean, knocked her, murdered her. Some more injury news. Saori Oshima has replaced Mayu Kawanishi against Sakura Mori in an under 49 kilogram bout at Deep Jewels 29, July 23rd. That's tomorrow morning. Actually, I'm not sure what's up with Mayu Kawanishi. It might be an injury, might not be. Actually, Oshima is just coming out of the Judo Super Atomweight tournament, so she has fought recently. So, nice replacement there by Deep Jewels. Up next, a strawweight bout between Jinyu Fry and Loma Lukbunmi is being targeted by the UFC for an October 3rd UFC event. Nice bout there. Glad they put that one together. I thought that was about to make that I mentioned in my review of Jinyu Fry versus Kay Hansen. So it's nice to see that, I would say great minds think alike. The matchmakers definitely thought that was a good idea to put two, former atomweights up against each other. Up next here is some more unfortunate news. The UFC bantamweight bout between Holly Holm and Irene Aldana has been backed up from August 1st, now scheduled to take place October 3rd, tentatively. Irene Aldana came down with COVID-19. Unfortunately, wish her the best of luck in recovery from that. Hope to see her back in time for that bout to happen. And then finally, one last bit of news, also injury bug related. Nadia Kassim is out of her UFC Fight Night strawweight bout August 8th with Miranda Granger due to injury. Per her Facebook, Granger says that she is willing to wait for Kassim to get better rather than take a short notice fight. So that is it for the news. So normally I would talk about the rankings updates. Unfortunately, there are none this week. Just within the last few hours, I checked UFC.com and they hadn't updated the rankings. So let's get down into what's going to be tonight's last segment, the upcoming fights for this weekend. So first up, Deep Jewels 29 is going down tomorrow morning, Thursday, the 23rd. Going to be 5 pro MMA bouts, also a grappling tag team bout. So we'll start with the first of the pro MMA bouts. Pan Hui versus Ottawa Nagao. I believe this is a minus 49 kilogram bout. Yep. Let's see. Pan Hui coming in 5-5. Nagao coming in 2-2. Both of these fighters are coming off a loss. Nagao is the older fighter, Pan Hui is the older fighter by 20 years, 37 to Nagao's 17 years. They are the same height, 5 feet 2 inches, 158 centimeters. I got to go with Ottawa Nagao on this one. Pan Hui is on a 3-fight losing streak over the past almost 3 years. Her last bout was 9 months ago. She lost to Mizuki Furuse. Before that hadn't fought in about a year and a half. Nagao, while coming off a loss to Sakura Mori, which doesn't bode well for her. She is, younger, has more energy, has a lot of future ahead of her. So I'm going with Ottawa Nagao to win this one. Next up is the 108-pounder minus 49 kilogram bout between Sakura Mori and Saori Oshima. Now, I don't have the stats available for Oshima. They didn't update that in, Tapology. Sakura Mori's coming in 2-0. She stands 5 foot 3 inches, 160 centimeters tall. Don't have an age available for her. I think she's real young too. Let me look up the stats on Saori Oshima real quick. So she's coming in 1-1, coming off a loss to Mina Karobi via TKO in the 3rd round back in May. So fairly even matchup here. I'm not going to make a pick on this one. I didn't really have time to really prepare for this bout because they just announced the replacement this week. Next up, we're moving along, still in the same division, 108 pounds, 49 kilograms. Hikaru Aono coming in 5-3, taking on Leon Noda 1-0. Aono coming in off a loss to Shiyu Park 7 months ago. Noda coming off of her successful pro debut. Really? Over Ottawa Nagao 10 months ago. Let's see. Aono is the older fighter, 27 years to Noda's 17. Aono is 1 inch taller, 5 feet even, 152 centimeters to Noda's 4'11", 150 centimeters. got to go with Hikaru Ono on this. Yes, she is coming off a loss, but she is the more experienced fighter, and her wrestling is definitely going to be ahead of Leon Noda. Leon Noda, notably, trains out of the Crazy Bee Gym alongside Miyu Yamamoto, Ersin Yamamoto. It was, Kid Yamamoto's gym before he passed. So we're going with Hikaru Ono on that one. Next up, we have a bantamweight bout between Shizuka Tsujiyama and Mika Arai. Mika Arai is a fairly late notice replacement for Kano Kagaya. Let's see, Tsujiyama is the older fighter. She's 33. I don't have an age for Arai, but she's definitely the younger fighter. Tsujiyama, way more experienced. 18-6-1 to Arai's 4-2. Arai is coming off a loss early this year or late last year to Ji-yeon Sa. Tsujiyama coming off a win over Asami Nakai 10 months ago at strawweight. Let's see. Tsujiyama is going to be the taller fighter, 5 feet 5 inches, 165 centimeters, to Arai's 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters. You got to go with Tsujiyama on this one. There's no reason to pick Mika Arai. Mika Arai is coming up. She's an atomweight, although her last fight was at strawweight. Now she's coming in on like 2 weeks' notice, fighting at bantamweight. The fighters weighed in earlier today. Arai was 2 kilos less than Tsujiyama. Tsujiyama is getting the gimme fight of all gimme fights here. And I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I understand it though. Tsujiyama recently got active with her YouTube and garnered 20-some thousand subscribers in a very short time. Very short time. Mostly just posting workout from home videos and stuff like that. So when Kano Kagaya bowed out, there is no way Deep Jewels was going to let Tsujiyama go without finding her a fight, especially because they sold out all of the limited tickets at the venue. So you got to go with Tsujiyama here. There's no reason not to. All right, moving up to the MMA main event. An interim strawweight bout between Asami Akaringo Nakai taking on Miki Motono. Akaringo coming in 4-2. Motono coming in 4-1. Nakai is coming off a win over Shiyun Park back 6 months ago. Before that was the loss to Tsujiyama. Motono coming in off of 2 straight wins. First over Ji-yeon Park and then over Dongpan the Rocket. Not exactly the best wins to be bringing into a title fight, but that's how it works sometimes. Motono is the older fighter, 26-25. Nakai, however, is the much taller fighter, 5 feet 6 inches, 168 centimeters to Motono's 5 feet 3 inches, 159 centimeters. Okay, not much taller, but a noticeable difference. I'm going, neither of these two fighters have faced off against the best of competition. But I'm going to go with Akaringo. Asami Nakai here. I think she's going to have a huge size advantage over Miki Motono. When Nakai came in against Shizuka Tsujiyama, she looked big at flyweight. So for her to actually make strawweight is amazing. I think that size difference is going to be huge. Motono, though, definitely is going to be a live dog in this fight. Nakai is heavily favored by predictions on Tapology as well. So we're going with Asami Nakai to win this. Now, there is also a tag team grappling bout. It's going to feature Ayaka Hamasaki, Mizuki Furuse, Tomoma Aisawa, and Emi Tomomatsu. The teams are going to be picked during the event. There are going to be 3 rounds of 10 minutes each. I'm not sure how exactly the format is going to work out there. I just know that's what they're doing. I believe that takes place before Tsujiyama versus Arai. So, unfortunately, this event is not going to be broadcast on YouTube. According to Robert Sargent, who runs MMARising.com and does live play-by-play for every Deep Jewels event, unfortunately, it's just not going to be on YouTube this time. They're running it on a pay-per-view in Japan only. Hopefully, Deep Jewels will put up the fights in a timely manner so I can do some reviews on them. I was really hoping to, wake up early tomorrow and watch this event live. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. All right, moving along to Friday. Pancrase 316. Pancrase is back after their COVID hiatus. They're going to have a flyweight bout between Emiko Fujin Raika and Takeo Hashi. Raika coming in 11-6. Hashi coming in 16-8-1. See, Raika coming in off of 2 straight wins over, is it Glycelin Farias and then Anna Carolina 9 months ago via split decision. Hashi is on a 2-fight skid. She'd taken a lengthy break from MMA for almost 5 years or 2 years at least. Yeah, 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. And then took 1 fight, got a win in Pancrase, and then took a break for another 1.5 years. She's coming off 2 losses to CD Roca and then Myra Cantuaria 9 months ago. This might be the oldest fight in WMMA history. Raika is 45 years old. Hashi is 42, so put that together, you get 87 combined years. Yeah, this is an old fight. Let's see, they both stand 5 feet 4 inches tall, 1 centimeter difference, 163 centimeters for Raika, 162 centimeters for Takeo Hashi. Hashi is the more well-rounded fighter here. Raika is primarily a boxer. She had a boxing career before getting into MMA. Hashi has definitely been facing the tougher competition, but Raika is the more active fighter, I would say, but, facing not as tough of competition. They both share that loss to Myra Cantuaria, interestingly enough. This is a coin flip to me. It's hard to say. Raika seems to do best when facing lesser competition. Hashi hasn't been doing so good lately since her return. Yeah, I'm just not going to make a pick on this one. This one's too tough to call for me. But very interesting, the whole age thing is amazing to me. 87 combined years between the two of them. Moving along to Saturday, Double G FC 4 going to take place in Seoul, South Korea. They're going to have a strawweight bout between Hyunji John and Bohyun Park. Don't have an age available for Park. John is 26. John is coming in with a 3-3 record. Park is 2-1. Park hasn't fought since January of last year, where she lost to Hyunji John at Angels Fighting Championship 10. John is coming off a loss to Emi Fujino at Pancrase 311. That was back in, I think, December or January. Don't have a height or reach available for Park. John coming in 5 feet 1 inch tall, 155 centimeters. So like I mentioned, this is a rematch of a fight they had last year in January. John came away with, I believe, a decision win. We're going to go with John by decision win here as well. With Park not fighting since then, I don't see any reason to think that the results will be any different. So, moving along into the final event of this weekend, UFC Fight Island 3, or aka UFC Fight Night, Whitaker versus Till. 2 ladies fights on this card. First up, at bantamweight, Betch Correia taking on Pannie Kianzad. Pitbull Correia coming in 11-4. Banzai Pannie Kianzad coming in 12-5. Both ladies are coming off a win in their last fight. Correia over Sijara Eubanks via unanimous decision 10 months ago. Kianzad, a win over Jessica Rose Clark 8 months ago. Betch Correia is the older fighter, 37 years to Kianzad's 28. Kianzad's going to have a height advantage, 5 feet 7 inches, 170 centimeters tall, to Correia's 5 feet 5 inches, 165 centimeters. Kianzad also has 2 inches of reach on Correia, 66 inches, 168 centimeters for Kianzad, 64 inches, 163 centimeters for Correia. This is another one of those fights. You could almost, flip a coin. Correia, she gets crapped on a lot, but she mostly only loses to higher level top fighters. I mean, has that loss to Holly Holm where she got knocked out. Then Irene Aldana. And got that win over Sijara Eubanks. Kianzad, she came into the UFC, got that loss to Julia Avila, which there's no shame in that. Avila's a rising star in that division, in my opinion. Got the win over Jessica Rose Clark, which was pretty nice. So, you really could flip a coin on this one. And honestly, I hate to do this, but that's what I'm going to do here. So, heads, Correia, tails, Kianzad. And it's tails, we're going with Pannie Kianzad. But honestly, either fighter could walk away with the win here. And then up on the main card, but moving down to the strawweight division, Carla, the Cookie Monster Esparza, taking on Marina Rodriguez. Esparza coming in 16-6. Rodriguez coming in 12-2. Esparza coming in on a 3-fight win streak over Verna Jandiroba, Alexa Grasso, and then Michelle Watterson via split decision, respectively. Rodriguez coming in off of a draw with Cynthia Calvillo. Before that, she had wins over Jessica Aguilar and then Tisha Torres, respectively. Let's see. Surprisingly, Rodriguez is the older fighter, 33 to Esparza's 32. Sizable height advantage here, 5 inches. 5 feet 6 inches, 168 centimeters for Rodriguez to Esparza's 5 feet 1 inch, 155 centimeters. And surprisingly only a 2-inch reach advantage. 65 inches, 165 centimeters for Rodriguez to 63 inches, 160 centimeters for the Cookie Monster Esparza. But that height is more than going to make up for, that reach advantage being shrunk. So, I'm still working on my preview for this fight. I'm going to plan to have it out sometime tomorrow, hopefully early tomorrow evening. I was waffling back and forth on this one. I'm going to go with Rodriguez here. I think Esparza only needs to get 1 takedown per round to get the win against Rodriguez, because the 2 draws that Rodriguez has in the UFC, she got taken down 1 time in 1 round and got 10-8'd, because she got thoroughly dominated on the ground by Randa Marcos and Cynthia Calvillo. She won the other 2 rounds. And Rodriguez is a tall, lanky, aggressive Muay Thai stylist, which we've all seen what happens when Carla Esparza faces off against those. Rodriguez is I don't want to say younger, but a less experienced Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And we all saw how Esparza reacted to that. Now, Esparza has improved on her striking a lot. Still though, reacts badly to getting hit, does not like getting hit. I'm going with Rodriguez on this one. I think if she can keep Esparza from getting those takedowns, and Esparza, she's going to have a hard time getting close enough to really get the effective takedowns rather than shooting from way outside like she tends to do. If this were the shorter cage, the smaller cage, I would feel more confident picking Esparza to get those takedowns. But because it's in Abu Dhabi, it's in the bigger cage, I feel more confident with Rodriguez keeping Esparza at the distance that she wants or getting the clinch and roughing Esparza up there. So while I hate picking against one of my favorites in Esparza, I got to go with Marina Rodriguez there. But keep an eye out for the full preview I plan to do for this one. All right, so that's it for this weekend's fights, and that is it for this week's show. Let me know your thoughts on anything we discussed, anything at all in the, for this week in the comments down below. Of course, likes are always appreciated. And hey, if you like the video, share it around. Let others see it as well. That's how the channel grows. And in the meantime, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.